What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. I got to be honest, man. I was not thinking that the price was down. I didn't even look at the price this morning. I wasn't going to make a video on OnyxCoin, but I was like, let's just check the price, see if anything exciting's happening. I'm glad that we're talking about it because I'm sure there's some people who are shaking in their little boots right now that we're down just from here, right? Even though we've done a whole lot more than that recently, this is nothing to be concerned with, you guys. It's just standard volatility, whatever. We found some resistance at prior areas of support. Maybe we do. And with this kind of movement, this is something we've been talking about, right? I was assuming that we were done and we would move up higher, but we did leave the exception, the possibility that you still could go down to about 1.2, 1.25 cents, somewhere around there. And maybe that's what you're doing. To be completely fair, your 1 hour time frame here, or no, that's your 4 hour time frame, it looks rather bearish. It looks like you would go down there. And you've got bullish divergence here, higher lows, right? Lower lows, higher lows. You completed that divergence move. Maybe you go lower than here and you form double bullish divergence. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you go lower than that even and there's no bullish divergence at all and you don't even need bullish divergence to bottom. Maybe you do something like this. You get rid of the bullish divergence and entirely. You can move down here and not get rid of the bullish divergence. You would just have to wick and close back up higher, right? But if you close down here, probably get rid of your bullish divergence. And then from there, as soon as you get rid of that, that's whenever you rip. Oftentimes that happens. I have said over the past couple days that this kind of look in the price where it looks like you're kind of starting to round a little bit can oftentimes lead to very dramatic sporadic dips, a flash crash, if you will, and we could drop all the way down to 0.0088 even if we wanted to. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's a possibility, and it's not something that I consider to happen. I'm not selling any of my XCN because I don't care if it does a flash crash. I don't care if it goes lower than what I'm expecting it to. It's going to come back up. It's going to see new highs right there. So why would I sell it here when I'm anticipating higher prices and all I have to do is just wait, right? This doesn't make me emotional. This makes me bored. It makes me like, okay, I thought we were going to do it now. I thought we were going to do it now. I thought, when are you going to do it? I'm just bored with you. And that's why I wasn't going to make a video on it right now. It's like, do something exciting and then I'll talk about it. But I figured I'd hold your hand a little bit today because we were expecting it to move up and it's doing something that I wasn't expecting, though we were prepared for if it happened, right? And that's important. It's okay if you're wrong. It's not okay if you're wrong and you panic because you're wrong, okay? Certainly, I was wrong. I was expecting that we would move up, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. From a high or a low here to a high here, we have moved right below the golden ratio and tipped the 786 for support. Okay, hey, this could be good. This could be good. I'm not saying that it will be, but it could be. Oftentimes, whenever you just move right through your golden ratio like this and you tip the 786 as you have now, you will find rather immaculate support. But being that this is the 1 hour candle right after that support, we have 49 minutes left. I would like to see something that takes us above 1.415 cents. If we can get back above there on this 1 hourly close, then all those lower targets are out the window. Maybe not out the window. They should still be considered, but it's starting to look more bullish. This is looking more like a fake out. And I got to say, as you're moving down, there's no volume. There's less than average volume. As you're moving up, you're getting that above average volume. So yeah, this could be some kind of liquidity grab, shakeout, if you will. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a shakeout. Maybe it's everything that we fear for it to be, and we're shaking in our little boots. It's still fine. It's just a better buying opportunity is all it is. But I really do think here we stand a solid chance of getting above 1.415 cents by the end of this hour. If not, then it's looking very likely that we will not just go below 1.3 cents, but potentially go all the way down to like 1.23 cents, 1.25 cents, somewhere in that area. It is possible we could go lower as well, but I'm not expecting we go too much lower than that. Beyond all of these things that we're talking about here on a short-term time frame, if we zoom way the hell out, we look at this thing on a daily aspect. If I can, I think I can, from a low here to a high. You have found support right at your 382. Oftentimes in very, very bullish endeavors, such as this one, oftentimes you do tip the 382 for support and then you bounce off of there. If today were to close here or lower, you're clearly not doing that. So maybe you go a little bit through it. Sometimes with your first interaction, you do go through the 382 and then you come back up. Oftentimes you wick below it and then you close above it. But if we do close below the 382, what we would look for to prevent us from going below 1 cent or even lower, which I think, guys, if we were to go to the golden ratio, we wouldn't stop there. We would go lower. But I don't think that's going to happen, right? We can talk about that if we get below 1 cent. We can start talking about those things, but we're not there yet, okay? If we do close below the 382, the probability that we go lower is higher. So what we would need to see is invalidation, not a confirmation of that, right? Confirmation would look like this. We close below the 382 and then maybe we back tested for resistance and then we still close below it. If we close below it today and then tomorrow we close above it, that's an invalidation. That literally is more bullish to me than just a straight bounce would be, because there's a little bit of fake out going on. There's a little bit of fear in the markets, and that could drive the prices even higher. But inevitably, I mean, it's tomato. It's not like from here that's going to make a huge difference in the overall price growth. But I do think that there's a scenario that could play out where we close below this 382 today, and then if that happens, we would want to see tomorrow. We would want to see a close above the 382. If not, we're gonna have to start talking about prices below 1 cent as a serious consideration. It's completely possible, even with that, as a statistical likelihood on the Fibonacci retracement here. And I say statistical likelihood. I don't mean it's likely now. I just mean if we close below the 382, which we still have 7 hours and 46 minutes left at the end of this hour, if we bounce, like who knows? It could be a green day. We could be up 20% by the end of today. You never know. That's why you wait for candle body closes, and then even beyond that, you wait for confirmation. But it's still possible, even if we do close below here for 2 days, it's still possible we could find support above 1 cent. It's just, to me, it would be more likely that we find support around here at the base of this range, something like that. 0.0088 cents might really be a serious target to consider, where right now 0.125, 0.123, those are the serious targets I would consider if we move down. At this point in time, let's make it clear, because I know I can be unclear sometimes. I am expecting, what I'm looking for is that we move up from here. That we move up, we get the 786 bounce and we move up from here. That's what I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating that here in the RSI, while we have lower lows, right, in the RSI here, lower lows, and we're potentially set up for a bounce at the 40 area, which we've done a lot actually. Lower lows here in the RSI with higher lows in the price. It's actually hidden bullish divergence. That's a good thing. That means continuation in your trend. Momentarily right now we're in a trend, but if it's not hidden bullish divergence, if it's something that we're still going lower, we just haven't actually found the low in the RSI, then maybe what we've done is we've broken out of this momentary trend and we are just completing the overall trend down. And that's okay if that happens. Whenever it does come time to bounce, wherever it is that we bounce from, my friends, we will likely see a very rapid recovery up to about 2 cents, 2.2 cents in that area. And then from there, I would expect that we do continue higher. We progress to 3.1 cents, 4 cents, 4.5 cents. It's not going to happen overnight. It could, you never know. This thing likes to move fast whenever it does. But I would assume that depending on how harsh this drop ends up being, inevitably, that could result in a very immaculate bounce, at least initially. And then as we progress through this range, it'll be more methodical. There will be highs and lows. And then once we get to the top side of this range, that's when we'll start to look for that breakout. Something around like 3.5 cents to 4.5 cents. And in that kind of area, that's when we would be looking for something that's a little bit more explosive. And by that time, it might be the end of March or the middle of March. And then April would really be the month that we'd be looking for these new all-time highs. I'm not saying that April is not new all-time highs. I'm sorry, new relative highs. I'm not saying it'll take until April to get to new relative highs. I'm just saying it's okay if it does, because inevitably the prices that we're looking for are 10 cents to 24 cents, and that kind of movement we've seen before. It can take 2 weeks to happen. Literally, it took 2 weeks to happen. So we don't need 2 months. We could use a whole month to figure ourselves out, and then another month to get the breakout move going, right? Even if we were to move at 4 weeks pace with that kind of scenario in mind, that would be more than enough time to see prices that are even above 20 cents. So nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all, my friends. In fact, I'm so confident that this is a shakeout endeavor. I'm so confident in the shakeout. I was about to say like that I'm not even worried about it, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm so confident that it's a shakeout endeavor because there's no volume, right? There's no volume on this move down, but you did have volume on all these buyings, all these buys coming up here, right? So it keeps going down. Every time that we get volume coming in, it's on the buy side, and that just tells me that soon enough, we will be recovering. We will be moving up higher. Bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Again, a lower close below this could provide some double bullish divergence, so that's not even a bad thing. But we'll just see. I'm really curious to see what this next hour turns out to be. Let me look at the 15-minute time frame, see if we can divulge any information there. I got to say, the 15-minute time frame doesn't convince me that we're due for a bounce here. It would make me think that we are going lower, but time will tell. By the time most of you guys watch this, you'll have the outcome probably, so you'll know what to expect. I think I've done a good job at detailing what I would expect one way or another, right? If we do bounce from here, okay, if we do bounce from here, in case it wasn't clear, the target areas that we're anticipating are between 2 to 2.2 cents in a very short amount of time. Doesn't mean it has to happen today. but likely over the coming days. If we don't bounce from here, whenever we find our low over the next day or two or today, after we find our low, the target area would be maybe 1.5 cents at this high. And then once you break that, it's 2 to 2.2 cents. And again, those targets would, from the low, be acquired in a matter of days, not a matter of weeks, likely. Okay, so I got nothing else to say, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Hopefully we do get that 786 bounce here. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.